Hello friends, from today we are starting a new program, Educator's Talk. In Educator's Talk, I will be interviewing various educational content creators on the internet. Our first guest is Mr. Teddy Tablante, the founder of YouTube channel Branch Education. I came across Branch Education very recently as a very interesting engineering educational channel. So without wasting further time, let's get into the interview. Hello Teddy, welcome to the interview.
Hi, thanks. Good to be here.
Yeah, so I hope it's midnight in the US. It's daytime in India. You must be very sleepy.
I'm good. Doing
Hi.
well.
So Teddy, my first question is regarding the name of your channel, Branch Education. It seems little philosophical. So could you please elaborate what is behind this name?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the name came from the idea that I want to explain complex engineering systems, such as the smartphone, as fully as possible. And to do this, I realized that I would have to dive into and detail each of the subsystems, like the screen, speaker, the GPS, and antenna, kind of like what you do for cars. However, to fully understand how an individual subsystem works, such as the speaker, you have to understand sound as well as frequency, and then how a voice coil moves, which means you have to get into magnets and induction, and the list just goes on. So when I laid out all of these concepts and episodes, there was a lot of branching, so I decided to call it Branch Education.
Really interesting. So to understand a complex technology, you have to understand the subsystem of that. To understand the subsystem, you have to delve into another subsystem. So the branch keeps on going. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So finally, I hope it finally reaches to the physics of the mechanism. How does sound travels? How does electron behaves? Something like that.
Yep.
Good. That's a great name anyway.
Thanks.
Great choice. Yeah. And our viewers might be curious to know about your educational background, your professional life, and above all, why did you start this channel? The motivation behind starting this channel. Could you please shed some light on this?
Yeah, so at university I studied mechanical engineering as well as electrical engineering.
Okay.
And then after graduating, I worked almost a decade for a company that makes ion implanters, which are garage-sized machines that are critical in making microchips. So at the company, I learned all about the world of microchips, and at one point, I realized that so few people outside the semiconductor industry really understand how they work. And yet, these microchips have absolutely revolutionized all of our lives. So I thought it would be, really worthwhile to teach others the inner workings and fundamental sciences behind things that you use and you see every day, but just don't really think about.
Great. So you really got passionate about the technology behind microprocessor and you wanted to teach the world regarding that, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're everywhere, but it's so few people really understand how they work.
Okay, so are you into full-time into this, the educational content creation?
Yeah, this is now my full-time work.
Okay, great. So I really appreciate that. It's a great dedication.
Thanks. You too.
Yeah. And today you mentioned that you had an educational background of mechanical as well as electrical engineering. And in your channel currently I can see videos only related to cell phone technology. So can we expect any mechanical engineering related video or automobile engineering related video in any time soon on your channel?
Not anytime soon. The focus for the next 50 or so future episodes will be on smartphones as well as microchips, going into how they work and eventually how they are made.
Okay.
I actually wanted to start my entire series and YouTube channel with microchips, but my wife convinced me I should start with something more accessible, so I decided to do smartphones.
Okay.
Yeah, these topics will definitely keep me busy for quite some time, so automobiles or aerospace aren't really in the plans right now.
Okay, so your real passion is in microprocessor, the cell phone technology, and telecommunication technology, right?
Yep.
That's your main
Exactly.
focus. That's great. And
Yeah.
Teddy, one thing I need to mention is that on YouTube there are a lot of videos on automobile, aerospace, but when people search for how does cell phone work, how does internet work, or how does camera work, there are not many great content available, and you are doing great job in that field.
Thanks. I hope to enlighten a bunch of people as to how
Yeah.
they work.
Because in technology world you see a lot of reviews, a performance comparison video, but how does it actually work? How does a camera work? How does a mobile phone work? Nobody explains. So you are exploring a gray area of YouTube.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be successful and people will be interested in
Yeah.
the episodes.
Definitely, because this is something everyone uses every day. Mobile
It's
phones,
very true.
telecommunications. So people should know how does it work.
It's true.
And my next question is about, so when I watched your videos, there are many in-depth, detailed 3D animation and great voiceover, great script. So do you have a team for this 3D modeling, animation, voiceover, and video editing, or are you working all alone?
Yeah, so I actually do all the animating, the voiceovers, research, and editing myself.
Okay.
It's a lot of work.
Oh.
Friends and family do give me a good amount of feedback, which has helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I do most of the work myself.
So truly you are a one-man army, I can say.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
here in my case, I have few animators to help me in animation work, so my workload is reduced. But you are managing everything all around yourself, from 3D modeling
it's
to
true.
final video editing. Nice. So I hope you are using Blender, right? The Blender software.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love Blender. I would not at all be able to do this type of animation and video work without Blender.
Okay.
It's really an amazing package.
Yeah, we are also using that Blender. Good. And my last question is about, so I can see your channel has just started growing. Your channel has gained some traction, few subscribers, and growth counts are increasing. So have you made any future plans or future targets? My channel should be in this level in next 2 or 3 years, anything like that?
I don't have any specific future targets. My focus is just to make engineering concepts more accessible,
Okay.
as well as to make them more engaging. So a lot of my focus has been engaging teachers and trying to get them to give me feedback regarding like whether they're students or whether they think it's entertaining as well as educational. With that, eventually I'll be making supplementary content like do-it-yourself activities and
Okay.
discussion questions or teacher's guides. And this is just, it's all in the hopes that more people in more classrooms get engaged in engineering. But I'm not really pegging any specific target numbers for my YouTube channel.
Okay, you are completely focused on your work and the view count, subscribers, you hope it will come automatically.
But yeah, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, that happens on YouTube, because if you put all your passion on YouTube and create great content, you don't have to worry about view counts and subscribers. It will come automatically, naturally.
Yeah, that's the hope. It's true.
So it was a nice interview with you, Teddy. So I hope I am done with my questions. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
So,
Thanks.
yeah.
It was great talking to you.
Yeah, so thank you, Teddy, for taking time out and attending this interview. And friends, Branch Education is a really interesting engineering channel. Even though it is new, there is a huge amount of information available on this channel. One branch of engineering that Learn Engineering doesn't cover is telecommunication engineering. But if you check Teddy's channel, you can find a lot of in-depth animated videos on telecommunication technology. And Teddy's channel has just started growing and he needs your support. So please visit Teddy's channel and subscribe to Branch Education. Once again, thank you, Teddy, for attending the interview, and thank you, viewers, for watching the video.
Thanks a ton. It was great.
Yeah, thank you. So have a great day ahead, and see you again. Bye bye.